Grace has just started school with her brother. She is 14 and has come to join her father, but her mother is still in Zimbabwe. They are an asylum-seeking family. Grace starts school in the middle of spring, just after half-term. She will need support from her teachers in the school to achieve her goal of becoming a doctor.
Rutter, 2003, defined a refugee as someone who has fled their own country or is unable to return to their own country because of a well-founded fear of being persecuted. However, he said that anybody can declare themselves as an asylum seeker when they arrive at an airport or a port. Rutter, 2003, said the process for asylum seekers has 4 main outcomes. The first would be that refugee status is given. The second would be humanitarian protection is given, but this is not refugee status. The third is discretionary leave to those who can't claim refugee status but cannot return to their own country. And the fourth is that they are refused all help. 80% of people who are seeking refugee status are refused, and while many appeal this, only 25% are given refugee status.
As teachers, it's important to remember that children in our classes who seek asylum aren't necessarily poorly educated, but that their education has simply been interrupted. Hamilton and Moore's developmental model shows the challenges asylum-seeking children face. Pre-migration factors include experiencing the events of war or conflict, such as bombings, shootings, torture, death and injury, which is all incredibly traumatic for young people. Transmigration factors revolve around the long and dangerous journeys refugee children will take, the anxiety of exploitation and separation they could face at borders. The final level is post-migration factors. These surround the uncertainty of their future, the application process for applying for asylum, and then the fear of deportation. Richmond states that these factors affect a child's well-being and sense of security, self-esteem and identity.
Farah and her mother arrive in Dover after travelling from Iraq. She is 8 and does not know where her father is. She was told she was visiting her grandparents and remembers travelling through the countryside via Syria and other countries to Britain. They are seeking asylum. They are given accommodation in a detention centre with many other people from around the world. They were then moved to a small flat in Croydon, where she was told they didn't know how long they were going to be there, but they would try and get her into a school. They were able to do this with the help from a neighbour from Iraq. She was at school for half a term before they got moved to North London, where it took 4 months to find a school. They spent their days watching TV to learn more English. Farah is now in her second school in Britain in 6 months and asks for her father every day.
In schools, it's important that teachers are aware of the emotional, physical and language needs of refugee children. In classes, teachers can use dual language labels and signs to aid the children with common phrases. They can learn keywords or phrases in the child's home language. They may also wish to purchase books that encourage use of both languages. Teachers may also employ a buddy system with someone who could be a good language role model. This can encourage the new children to pick up English quickly.
Therefore, due to this growing issue of more refugee children entering our education system, more schemes need to be funded and put into place to achieve security for these children.